Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm sharing with you an actual live training that I did with my entire sales team just a few days ago about mindset, sticking in business, and a couple actual live tactical mindset tips, tricks, and other businesses that have been in similar positions. If you're the kind of person who has been in business or been struggling with anything for a while, and you feel yourself getting on the cycle of starting something, quitting it, starting something new, quitting it, starting something, quitting it, this video is for you. And by the way, guys, my name is James Hernandez. I am a COO of an online coaching business that does just a little bit under $1 million a year. I have a YouTube video linked down in the description that breaks down a lot more about me, my career, my journey, how I've gotten here. If you guys care a little bit more about me, hope you enjoy this video. Hope you see some value out of it. This is, again, a live training. This is a little bit of a behind the scenes look into what our sales training calls typically look like. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.
Dude,
Okay.
I'm just fucking making myself a nice little latte ski.
Rip
You're
coach.
addicted to
Um,
those things.
Dude's obsessed, bro.
Yep.
yeah, I was like, I probably should have done a single shot instead of another double shot.
Probably. Has it got
Fuck
caffeine
yeah.
in it? Like
All
what
right.
is you like taking caffeine this late?
Well, it's 4 o'clock my time,
Okay, that's
but it's
true.
5 o'clock somewhere.
All right, that's
That's
yeah.
still kind of late, bro. That's a
No,
nice
it's
sleeper to
look,
that.
look. So like, to be honest with you guys, like doing these trainings, like I love doing them, but it wears me out a lot.
Yeah.
Like especially like you know, like I told each of you guys, like I fucking hate onboarding someone. It's just like so much brain power that it takes. I have to remember like all this stuff. So like you guys can't leave because I really don't want to onboard anyone else. And so like it just takes so much power in my mind power. And I
Yeah.
love doing it. I'm taking my headphones off because this one is vibrating. This one is literally broken. So Christmas is right on the corner. If you guys want to get your
Oh,
best
okay.
friend and
AirPods.
COO.
Yeah. Angie!
Um, I'm just
Glitter. Glitter.
yeah, I just um oh fuck, what was I saying? Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited I put a good training together for you guys today. We're gonna do a couple different things. First and foremost, I put a special training together. We're gonna go through that. Then we're gonna go through some ejection stuff, and then we can do some call review. I know TJ, we didn't have the best of luck with like the whole people didn't show up a lot today. What we can do is I want to like call review your entire process. You know what I'm saying? Like I want us to look at the messages you're sending, what are they responding, how quickly after that are we responding, like like that kind of whole process. And then Luke, with your call today, we'll hop on in a minute and just tell me what part you want to review, and
Cool.
we'll review that
Perfect.
specific part. So that having me go
Perfect.
through the entire thing.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, so I put something special together for you guys today because I feel like we've all been struggling a little bit mentally, and I wanted us to get some very tactical examples of what we're doing, right? So I put together a little presentation for us. And Tyson knows I've really never done stuff like this before for any of our team, but like I really care about you guys, and I really think that we have a really solid team here. And the reason why people bow out of this is not because they're not skilled. It's because they lose the battles in between the years, right? So I think something that helps me, and we'll see if it helps you guys or not, is just knowing that like we're not the only ones who've been in this boat before, right? Like sometimes I feel like everyone else's coaching business is rocking and rolling, and everyone else seems like they have it all figured out. And every time I look online, and someone's saying, "Oh, they just made $10,000 closing," it's like, what is going on? But what I think is cool, and we want to go over here, is why persistence and time beats the overnight miracle myth, right? And I have some actual examples for you guys as well of other businesses that have had to go through the exact same thing we've gone through. So it's really short, it's quick, but again, I think it would be good to review. Why we want quick wins, right? We already know this stuff. Humans are wired for immediate reward, dopamine hits from fast results, right? Obviously, we know that. Unfortunately, business growth lacks instant gratification. And I think, like you guys have pointed out, this industry specifically, because let's call it how it is. Like real estate is sales, but I think it's a very soft level
It's
of
not
sales.
real sales.
It's so different, TJ, because sales is like what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
But think about it like you're going on 9 listing appointments a day and getting told no for every single listing.
Right. Yeah. Right, bro.
So like that's why real estate is kind of soft because people be like, oh, I went on 3 appointments this week and got told no. But like all the time they had in between those to recover, reset just naturally. Like what we talked about
Yeah.
yesterday, like what's the thing you're doing to reset? They don't even have to think about it. They just reset, right? So welcome to fucking sales. Like this is the realest sales shit you're gonna get. You're cold calling and you're hopping on calls trying to close people, right? Business lacks instant gratification. Every kind of business, but especially this one, right? Especially this one with sales. When results delay, our brain interpret it as failure. That's a setting. That is a default setting that you have to take practice to turn off. I wish our brains were as easy as our phones. Like I know Luke just got himself a nice new phone, and when you go in there, you start it up, you change all the
Yeah.
settings, you get it to what you want. I wish we could do that for our brains, and I could set you guys up and go, okay, cool, TJ, we're gonna turn this off, and Luke, we're gonna turn that setting on for you. But it doesn't work like that. Our default settings is delay equals failure, right? Which leads to premature quitting or changing directions, of course. And here's the thing, and I talk about this a lot with with Angie when I first started this. Every time we quit or change directions, our dopamine system is rewarded again with that process, right? Because of this right here. Now, you guys remember this from the mastermind, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure you guys have seen this beforehand. But to take it a level deeper, right? Like when we, I wish I could have like, can I have like a pen or something? Can I annotate? Hold on. Can you guys see my pen?
Yeah.
Oh, fire. Okay, so we go through this, right? And then what happens is when we quit, we get another dopamine hit. This is what they didn't talk about. The reason why we go through this loop so much is because we get a dopamine hit right here. Because I want you guys to think about your process so far. Like let's use TJ for an example, right? Okay. You quit your job at KW, right? Or they said, hey, you're not coming to work here anymore. And what did everyone around you do? Like us, what did we do?
Celebrate.
We celebrated you.
Right.
And so in your head, you're thinking, okay, I stopped doing this and I got celebrated. And so what happens, and what you guys need to realize is happening right now, is that your dopamine system is saying, okay, well, if I just stop doing this, people will celebrate me again.
Mm.
But that's not how we continue down this path, right? That's take it a step back. What happened when you got your real estate license, right? You quit doing something. Like for my example, I quit my car wash job, and everyone around me was like, "Yeah, yippee, you're a savage, you're so cool, awesome, amazing." And then I got my real estate license. Now, the struggle from there is like, okay, well, now I'm not closing deals like I want to. I'm not doing the things I want to be doing. Well, why don't I just quit again and go into the next thing? And subconsciously, what we're thinking is, I want the dopamine hit of everyone being like, yay, me again, right? This is what you guys need to recognize is that your brain is trying to get you to dopamine as quickly as possible. Because remember, that is what triggers the reward cycle. So you need to understand that on a subconscious level. Is that's what's trying to happen right now. You keep getting rewarded in life when you quit, right? You go to the next thing, you change, people celebrate you, you get into a new circle, they're like, congrats, welcome. And so that's what keeps people in this cycle. I think that's like the deeper level to it from what I've studied and like from what I've learned, other than just like I'm tired of it and I don't want to do it anymore. It's like when you go through this process as an entrepreneur, like this cycle is obviously, Tyson knows a lot about change and studied a lot of stuff like that. I think, this is the same process as far as like quitting alcohol, right? Like
Yeah.
this is the same thing. I don't think it's necessarily always the same, but then again, it kind of is, right? Because when you drink alcohol, you get a dopamine hit.
It's very similar. Yeah.
And so that's always what it is. And so just knowing that gave me power and like, okay, sometimes just being aware of it is gives you the power to understand that's what's happening. Okay, your brain is trying to get you to feel rewarded again by quitting and going to the next thing, going back into real estate, going to in life insurance sales or whatever it is, because everyone around you is going to go like, yes, welcome, Luke, welcome to life insurance, man. You made the best decision ever. And you're going to be yay me again until you get back here, right? So we have the
Mhm.
different phases, right? The starting point, the
So
new
how do we get
project.
from 4 to 5?
Right. That's what we're gonna figure out from 4 to 5, right? Because we have the uninformed optimism, which I try to be as real with you guys as I can be when we join. It's like, look, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, but I know how it is. Like you get excited and you have hope, right? Like this is gonna be the thing that's gonna work for me. Obviously, then we get informed pessimism. I wouldn't say, to be honest with you guys, I don't think you're in the valley of despair yet. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Everyone got paid last week. You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
like, I don't think we're here yet. It may feel like it. Shit can get a lot worse for sure. But I'd say we're here, where it's like you're realizing that, okay, my numbers are my numbers. It's going to take me this many calls to make this amount of money. That is a little harder than I think it was going to be. Now, I think we're all going to hit this point no matter what. I don't think there's a way you can just cross the bridge. I wish there was, but I don't think there is, based on just my experience and kind of what I've studied other people. We're going to hit this valley of despair point. Again, maybe some of us aren't here. Maybe some of us are more, closer to here right now. We're almost there as far as low as it can possibly get. But of course, after that is the informed optimism. This is where I would say, like, even Tyson and I are. I don't think I'm six. I don't think I'm up here for sure.
No,
No,
I'm not. Yeah.
no. I'm at the point where like I know what works, and if I do it, it will work. But that doesn't make it any easier, right? So the good news and bad news is that if you just stick with it long enough, you will just naturally go up this curve in this body, and you will hit here, right? And the bad news is that from here to here takes a lot longer from here to there, right? But think about it this way too. Subconsciously, your subconscious can only hold you in a certain state for so long. You guys know what homeostasis is, right? Right? Homeostasis. TJ's like, fuck, I don't know what that is.
That's like your that's like your normal
Yeah, that's like your baseline, right?
baseline.
So all
I know how to
brains,
make phone calls, bro. That's it.
yeah, yeah. So all brains have a baseline. They have homeostasis, right? This is where I've learned a lot about this because my mom's a social worker, so she works with a lot of people like diagnosing things and whatnot. And so people who are like depressed, for example, have a chemical imbalance that limits their level of homeostasis, right? Now, I've been down in the dumps before, for sure. And even if I didn't do anything, a week or two or maybe a month afterwards, I kind of just self-regulate. Like that's our subconscious trying to regress back to the mean, trying to get back to homeostasis. It happens in our mind too, not just our physical bodies. Like we can't be in a state of fight or flight for that long, right? Think about like your adrenaline system again, right? You don't have adrenaline all day. And if you do, you have a diagnosed issue, right? So that's the other good part of it is like the name of the game again is just hanging in it for as long as you can because you know that the feeling you're feeling will go away and you will get to here eventually, right? You're not always going to be here. Even if you don't learn anymore, you don't, continue to progress on the pendulum, your body will automatically reset you to get closer back to the mean again, right? Now you're not going to end up all the way up here without doing any work, but you will start to feel better about yourself, your process. Your emotions will regulate more. You'll stop crashing out as much just naturally. That's the good news, right? Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Also, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I did study. I used to be really into psychology and stuff, and I think it's super fascinating. So I did study a lot of that, and also most of it's just from my own personal experience. I don't share a lot about my personal experience with you guys, just because it's not a lot of it is super relevant. I feel like when it comes to just like sales, but I spent a lot of time working on myself. I had a lot of really hard nights before I got into this job and in this career and this business, and I was in therapy for the last 4 years up until January. The last 4 years of my life, I was in therapy, just learning and studying about myself. Even when I had regulated, I continued to go and just consider it like checkups at the doctor, just because I was interested in about my brain and about how it works and
That's
how to
cool.
make sure that I can just, continue here. And at the time I had good health insurance, so they covered it.
Oh,
So I was like, might as
That
well just
helps.
keep going.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next thing. Oh man, I can't click and have the pin. Okay, that's fine. Oh, next slide, please. Okay, there we go. Why most business owners quit too early or business team members quit too early. Unrealistic timelines for success. Let's be honest. Who kind of feel like they had an unrealistic timeline for success? Me too.
Yeah. Yep.
Me freaking too.
Yep.
I thought for sure at this point I'd be making $10,000 a month, right? So we all kind of had that. Comparison to others on social media. Does anyone do that?
Yep.
Dude, if I
Dude,
see
dude, oh my
one
God.
more life insurance kid buy a Lambo,
Fucking
I'm gonna crash.
closer making, oh,
Ah,
dude.
oh, I'm gonna lose it.
Yep. I feel you. I feel you there. Hold on, let me
Fuck.
put my lights back on. Fear of sunk cost and feeling trapped. Does anyone feel like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is autobiography.
No, right? It's my story.
How about lack of patience for compounding returns? No one
Yep.
for sure has felt that one,
Uh,
right? And this is
confuses.
ultimately what it is you're
That's it right there.
confusing slow results with no progress. Oh my God, is that so much easier said than done? Because we all know
Yeah.
it. We all
Yeah.
know it deep down. It's like there is no failure. You're getting better every single day, but we're confusing slow results with no progress when that's obviously not what's happening. Now, the build up. This is why I want to get tactical and share with you guys some other businesses, people, and experiences so you know for sure it's not just you who's been going through this. Nearly every major company has endured years of losses before successes. Now, business is the indicator of effort compounds before the results show. That is an awesome indicator of this. Can you guys think of anything else that's an indicator of this?
What do you mean?
Like, is there anything else, any other example outside of business that you can think of that it's an indicator of efforts compounds before you even see results?
Gym.
Gym.
Yeah.
Exactly, Jim. I'm you guys right now in high ticket sales in the gym. Pretty much everyone here is in better shape than I am, right? And so I'm you guys on the other side of it while I'm like, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing all the stuff. I still don't have a six pack yet. I've been cutting for this many months. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm in the Valley of Despair right now for the gym. So, TJ, you're in great shape. So you weren't born like that, were you? Were you?
Oh no.
No, exactly. So again, it's a great example of the compounding effort before the results even show, right? They test your conviction, not your talent. I told you guys this. No one's here because we're the most talented. I'm not the best COO ever, but we're testing the conviction, right? You guys were convicted. You guys really thought that what we have to offer can help people. You guys all have a passion to actually help people, which I see in you guys. Like that's number one qualifying factor right there is like, do you actually give a fuck? Like, is it really mean more than the money to you guys? You know? You have convictions to help people, right? Now the talent stuff will happen. That will happen over time. Long-term consistency always outpaces short-term hype. I talked to Alexis about this, and TJ, to your point about, life insurance people buying Lambos, it's like, look, guys, I think we talked about this yesterday. Any one of us could gather up 10 grand through doing the skills we have and go fucking put a down payment on a Lambo all day long. Any one of us could do that. We're all skilled enough to sell $10,000 worth of some bullshit product to make $10,000. We could all do that. And then you guys, it doesn't take much to actually get a Lambo. Like the fucking Oreo in Miami has 72-month long terms now on them.
Oh, wow.
It's like
It's
you put
crazy.
you put like 10 grand down on a Lambo and you pay like 4 grand a month. But like we could easily go get a Lambo, make content with it for a month, and then go fucking return it. Or just drop it back off at the dealership and say, hey, look, I can't afford this anymore. So think about just building a long-term consistent out incomes, right? Like doing the right things for a long amount of time, like making the dial, showing up for calls, going to the gym, eating the right stuff, will always outpace short-term hype. Because I want to be in this for the next 10 to 20 years, not just the next five. Here's some actual examples. Amazon. From 1994 to 2003, it operated at a loss before its first annual profit, 2003. Netflix, funded in 1997, was only profitable by 2003 again. 2003 must have been a great year.
Ugh.
Tesla, 17 years before a sustained profit. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen Elon Musk's like, things on Instagram where he's like, I live at the office, I work all the time, I work all day. That's all I do. Have you guys seen those videos of him?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He did that for 17 years without making a profit. Now, when you're the owner, there are all ways, like I'm not gonna lie to you, like there are all ways you can make money without your business making a profit, but you're not gonna make some serious money. You're not. So imagine Elon Musk working for 17 years like a dog to just make his first profit in 2020, right? Uber still operating at a net loss in 2025. Another good example is Nintendo. They've had to rebuild after multiple cycles of ups and negatives. Nintendo has had moments where it has two to three, four, almost $1 billion worth of profit, and then where it's gone on to negative $1 million in profit. So it just goes to show also that the cycle is never really going to stop, right? It's going to always be up and down in business. From losses to massive profit, Amazon took 14 years. Tesla lost billions before 2020 profitability. Now is worth 10 billion annually. Holy shit. Netflix, from DVD losses to global streaming. Airbnb lost heavy until travel recovered post 2021. IBM, $1 billion losses in 1992 before it completed the business model renovation. Like, guys, we're talking about $1 billion worth of losses. Like, if we quantify every single salesperson who's in our pipeline, and even if they all piffed, realistically, like where all losses be right now? 30, $40,000 a month, maybe lost, right? We're talking about businesses taking billions of dollars, being negative $1 billion that they owe to people in negative profit, negative equity. They have investors, they have people they have to pay before they finally saw profitability. More, Shopify, Robinhood, DoorDash, WeWork, which I had to look that up. I was like, what the fuck is WeWork? But WeWork is like a co-working space, still having a problem with profitability. Why am I saying all this, right? Difficulty is feedback, not failure. Like we talked about before. We're confusing slow with none progress, right? Long game mindset. This is something I've really had to work on, where it's like in this for the next 10 to 20 years. Blinders on. It's almost like you have to have a telescope, and it's like, when you look through binoculars and like if you were to hold your hand out in front of you, you can't see it. You can only see far away. That's kind of how you have to look at it in this business, where it's like what's in the bank account now, the expenses now, the feelings now, I can't even see it. I'm just looking at the future. All right, that's like the long game mindset. And again, I'm not like woo-wooing you guys up to say that this is the end all be all for you, that like you're going to be on this team until the day you die, and like high ticket sales is the 100% thing for you. But what you need to understand is like you don't have enough data yet to know if it's not. You just don't. It's been 2 weeks. Like I'm a very analytical person. It's like you don't have enough data yet to know if this actually is not for you or not. And you won't have enough until you've done this for, I mean, I think anywhere from 12 months is a great place to start realizing like, okay, this is no longer what I want, right? The valley is a part of the process, not a sign to quit. How does this relate to us? Closers often expect instant deals closed. We know that. The same principles apply. Momentum takes time. I used this example when I was talking about a different thing at the mastermind when I was talking to some of you guys, where like a rocket ship takes 75% of its fuel to break out the atmosphere, and then once it's there, it's just coasting. Think about your life and your career is a rocket ship right now. Right now, it's going to take 75% of your energy, time, dedication to get to that point where you can just wake up in the morning, have some calls in your calendar, close 3 or 4, and make 10 grand a month easy, right? But if you don't do what it does now, like if a rocket ship never, took off and didn't have that fuel, it would never go to space, right? You're planting seeds that grow later. And I know this is like, oh my God, we hear this shit all day long, bro. But like, you need to really internalize this, right? Like, it's not just me hyping you guys up to go fucking make some sales calls. Like, this is shit that has happened in hundreds of businesses, and that luckily the founders and the leaders were able to understand, right? Because what if Elon Musk didn't understand this? Dude, he probably would have quit after year 7. He was in it for another 10 more years before he made a dollar from it, right? He knew that he was planting seeds that one day would make him a ton of money. So you have to stick with the process longer than others are willing to do it. That sounds like it came straight from Hormozy. Focus on consistent metrics. Here's what we can do, right? Focus on consistent metrics. Calls, appointments, follow-ups. Actively track your stuff, outcome ratios. It becomes a lot easier when you can see yourself. Like part of the reason all that tracking stuff is important is because you can actually see your progress on paper. And you have to find the areas where you can be excited about progress. Hey, I booked 3 more calls this month than last month. That's the W, right? My close rate went up 2% this week. That's a W. My show up rate went up a little bit. That's a W, right? Instead of thinking about like, oh, I'm not closing every single call, it's like, okay, but like more people are showing up. That's great, which is why the data is so important. I'm booking more appointments. That's great. Revisit your strategy quarterly, not impulsively. Remember, again, I mentioned this, like if you're going to change something, make sure you have enough data to back up the change. And then when you do change it, track it again, right? This is not an industry that rewards quick, quick things, quick changes, stuff like that. Like when I make a decision to change something, which it may seem like I do often, but there's multiple hours of studying and thought process that goes into it. Alexis is different. I can't speak for Alexis. Sometimes he doesn't listen to this. But when I come up with ideas, I've really thought about things for a long time and looked at the numbers and thought, okay, does this make sense based on what I'm looking at in front of my face right now? Right? Does this make sense to change or not? And celebrate effort and learning, not just profit. Like if anyone had a call today and they got through the I need to think about it, even if they didn't close the call, that should be jumping up and down and be excited for that because that's something that you couldn't get through yesterday. You learned. Same
That's facts.
environment, different output. Let's fucking go. That's called learning, right? So here's a quote. The biggest barrier to success is giving up too soon, said some business guy. But I think that's very true. The biggest barrier to success is giving up too soon. That's what keeps most people unsuccessful, is they just give up, right? So commit to the long game and understand that patience compounds faster than panic, right? Thank you very much.
That's good.
That was good.
You guys have any questions on that? Any thoughts you want to share? I think it's really awesome just to like see things written down sometimes
Hmm.
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
understand that like it's not just us. Like I have to do that very often where I just go on ChatGPT and be like, give me 5 businesses that are going through this exact thing right now. Okay, cool. Ooh, it's not just us. All right, we're
Yeah.
not the only ones in the world who's going through this right now. Okay, good. And again, this is in the training stuff if you want to go back and look at it, but I know this is not stuff that we've never heard before. Like this is not groundbreaking stuff, but it's just important reminders to us, right? There are companies that have been through this that went, years without being profitable before they actually found their income. It's just about having conviction, committing to the long game, and understanding like all the little W's that you have throughout the day, right? So with that being said, what were some wins that you guys took away from today?